Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Glorious Life on Wheels. Do you believe it's already our third episode on this journey, this fabulous journey? This is the channel where you will learn how to make fabulous, delicious, simple meals on a budget. So come on along and let's start today. Today's special that I'm going to be sharing with you is smothered chicken. It is a simple dish with just a few ingredients and again, budget conscious. So what you're going to need, the main ingredients, you're going to need chicken, you're going to need onions and bell peppers. You know those are my go-to for seasoning. You can add garlic if you like, and I'm using cream of celery soup today. Although you can use cream of chicken, you can use cream of mushroom, whatever your preference is. And also 1 pack of Lipton's onion soup. So I'm going to put on my gloves so that I can get started seasoning this chicken. What I do is, since I have the Lipton soup and it's got a lot of salt in it, plus I'm going to be using some broth, and I'll share that with you in a bit. I don't add salt initially. I taste the gravy as I'm going, and if it needs a little salt, I'll add it. But it's better to not add the salt than to put too much. You can always add salt later. So the seasonings that I'm going to use today, I'm going to be using sage. This is one of my favorite seasonings for poultry. In addition to the sage, I'm going to use onion powder. I'll use garlic powder, of course. If I do need a little salt, I'm going to use some Tony Chachery or maybe a little bit of the Soul seasoning, which is paprika and other seasoned salts. And then I'm also going to use some parsley flakes at the end and some rosemary. Now, one other thing I'll be adding is chicken broth, and that's it. That's all you need. So what I have is I actually put my seasoning in this container and mixed it up with a little bit of oil, and I'm going to do a rub on the chicken. So I use I'd say about a teaspoon of everything, except for the rosemary. I use 2 teaspoons. So I'm going to go ahead and season this chicken up really well. Now you'll notice I'm not going to be flouring these. You don't need to flour this. Once I get that all seasoned up, I'm just going to put it into my pan, which I have a hot pan of oil. And one of my viewers suggested I try grapeseed oil. So I'm trying that. I do listen to your comments, so keep them coming. Okay. Oh! You have to be careful that oil does pop. So do be careful. I'm going to turn this down a bit. I had it on high. I'm turning it down. And I usually have tongs when I'm doing this. I had that a little too high, as you can see, but I've got it down now. I'm starting it on with the skin side down, and then I will cook it on each side for about, I'd say about 4 minutes till it's a nice crunchy brown. You'll see, I'll show you. I'm going to take these gloves off now. While that's cooking, I wanted to let you know, last week I had shared with you that I wanted to, my desire was to share these meals with people who were having difficulty with food, and I found a group of RVers that are boondocking permanently and were having some financial difficulties, and there were some other homeless people around this enclave, and they were so happy to get the food. So every week I'm going to be bringing the food over there after I leave. So that really makes me happy. All right, now while that's cooking up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up the base of my gravy. And my gravy is going to consist of, there we go. My gravy is going to consist of just, I have actually 2 cans of cream of celery soup. I have a pack of, as I said, Lipton's onion soup. I'm going to mix that up really good. Got that mixing really well. And just before I add this to the chicken, I will put about a half a cup of chicken broth or so. But if you want more gravy, you can add more chicken broth. If you need less gravy, you don't have to add chicken broth at all. Or you can even add some water, but I like chicken broth. But again, the chicken broth has sodium in it, so that's another reason why I don't add the salt. And I forgot, my seasoning did have pepper in it also. Okay. We're going to check this in another minute or so and see how it's going. All right, let's check these. I think they might be brown enough on that side. Turn them over. Oh yes, nice golden brown. Nice golden brown. They could even be more brown, but I'm going to go ahead and turn them over. Oh yeah, they're coming along really nicely. On these, I'm going to cook them on this side for about 6 minutes, I think, and then I might put them back over and let them get about 2 or 3 more minutes on this side. So we'll come back to you when we get ready to check them again. Okay, I think this is ready to take out of the pan for the time being. Nice and brown on both sides. And I did take some of the oil out. It was a little more than I wanted. Now I'm going to add my 1 onion, which is about 30 cents, half a bell pepper, which is about 31 cents. And I'm just going to brown those good. Actually, I don't think I need quite that, well, I don't need quite that much onion. Now, what I'm going to do, not going to add salt, but I'm going to add a little bit more garlic powder here. And I'm going to add a little bit of sage, just about maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 sprinkles. And then the wind is blowing, so I'm not cooperating here. And then a couple more sprinkles of rosemary. That roasted rosemary really is fragrant and adds a lot to it. Let me go ahead and use my wooden spoon here. We're going to let these cook for about maybe 5-6 minutes, just till they get rather translucent and a little softer, and then I'll add back the chicken and the gravy that I made. or the gravy mix, I should say. This is one of my favorite smells, onions and bell pepper. While this is cooking, let me go ahead and give you a little bit of information on a few staples that would be helpful to have in your kitchen. I would say onion powder, garlic powder, rosemary, sage for poultry and for other things too, but especially for poultry, thyme, seasoned salt, and a cooking oil of your choice, sea salt, and chicken and beef broth. I would say if you have those, you pretty much have a good start. Oh, and Tony Chachery, I love that. And by the way, I'm not sponsored by Tony Chachery, but I just love that seasoning. If you have a favorite seasoning that you really like, would you put it in the comments and let me know so I can try it? By the way, I have had some requests for a few dishes, and one thing I've had multiple requests on, so I'm not going to tell you what it is right now, but I will be doing it in the within the next couple of episodes. I'm working on a special recipe, so it's not going to be the same as everyone else's version of that, but stay tuned because you're going to get a real treat when that comes on. All right, I think it's ready for me to add the gravy. I've already added the cup or half cup to a cup of broth in here. So I'm just going to pour this in. And I'm going to stir this up really well to get all the flavors in that broth. There we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is coming along. Get it all mixed in. And it's a little thicker than I like, so I'm going to add just a little bit of chicken broth, or you can add water if you like. So I'm going to add some chicken broth. I'm going to add just enough to get it about down to the consistency that I want it at. And you just, as you go, you'll see how it's thinning out, and that will let you know if you need to add more or if you're good. Yeah, I think this is about the consistency that I want it. And now I'm going to add my chicken back to the pot. Just slide these babies back in here. And you see all that delicious juice? Don't waste that. That has flavor galore in it. So I'm going to make sure that goes back in the pot with this chicken. Oh yeah, don't waste that good juice. Stir that up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this with the gravy. Well, it's all done, and look at how that is amazing. I have it plated up and I am going to sample it. This is tender, falling off the bone. Just wanted to add, I forgot to say, if you have some salt restrictions, instead of using the chicken broth to thin it, just use water, and don't use all of the packet in the Lipton tea. Just use part of it, the onions, and about half of the seasoning. I paired it with rice and a simple salad, just of cut up cucumbers, tomatoes with Italian dressing. Thank you so much for coming. I have some things coming up that are going to be exciting. Oh, I have my gloves back on. I have some things that are going to be exciting, including a guest that's going to be coming on soon to do some cooking from a region that's out of the country. So don't miss, come on back. And if you like what you see, please subscribe, like, share, and let me know how you think. Also somewhere, I don't know, the right, the left, somewhere up there, there's a bell. Hit that bell so you'll get notifications when I put another video out. Thank you so much. May your journey be filled with joy and blessings. Take care till next Thursday. Bye.